Yes, I've started the recording now. So, yeah, about the definition. So, as I said, so tuple is also a collection of similar or different data types. And we defined tuple with usual normal bracket, right? So, if I'll write T1 equal to like this, so this is a tuple. Now, tuple is basically, it's a, it's a ordered data structure and it is unchangeable. Unchangeable means it is immutable like strings and it allows duplicate, and compared to list it is more memory efficient than list. So these things, some of the important things about tuple. And whenever we are using any method, any available method to tuple, it basically creates a new tuple and won't modify original. Why? Because as I said, right, so tuple is immutable data structure. So it will always create a new tuple. Now let's see what is, how to create a tuple. So this I'll mark it as done. Now creating tuple. So let me go to the PyCharm and let's say I'm writing tup1 equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 and let me print tup1 and also print its type. So if I'll run this program, it will create a new tuple and it will print the type as class of, the class will be of type tuple. Now we can basically create using these brackets and directly also we can create. So if you remember our first class on variables, so we have discussed single variable multiple assignment scenario, right? So in this case also, if we'll run the program, it will again create same tuple that you have created just now sometime before. And if you want to create a tuple with single value, so how do you create that? If I'll create something like this, in the bracket, I'm just writing one value, and if I'll run it, so it will be treated as a string. It will be treated as a integer, and it will not be treated as a tuple. Now, in order to create a tuple with one element, you have to write one element and then just one comma. So this way, when you create the variable, assign the value in the variable this way, this will be treated as a tuple then now. So single value tuple should be created by keeping one comma. And if you want to create an empty tuple, you will just create like this, bracket open, bracket close. You run it. Again, you can see the class is tuple. So this is how you create, uh, I mean, we have seen, right? We can create tuple like this. And we have also seen creating like this. And tuple with just one value will be created like this. And empty tuple will be created like this. So this is how we create tuples. Now next thing is how to retrieve elements from tuple, right? Now this is again same indexing and slicing will apply here. So let's have a tuple with some value. Okay. Now again here, if you want to extract some value at particular index, let's say index 2, so it will basically extract out this particular element. So if I'll run this program, it will print 3. And negative indexing also applies here in a usual, I mean, in a regular way, which we have seen in a string and list. If I'll run this, it will extract the element at index -2, right? And then again, slicing, tuple slicing will again, be applicable in the similar way where we have seen in the case of string and list, right? So if I'll slice like this, so what it will do? So this x is 1, then and index is 3, and then slice step or step size is not there, so we'll put 1, fill in the blanks, and put default value. So it will start from index 1, which is this one. It will go to 3. It will go till 3, but 3 will be excluded. So it will print 2 and 3 when I'll run the program. 2 and 3. So this is how tuple slicing work. And again, if you want to print the tuple, complete tuple by just this, colon, so you'll just put 1 colon, and if you run it, it will print the original tuple. And if you want to reverse, again, same way, like we have seen in string and list, colon colon -1, if you'll give, it will reverse the tuple. So this is pretty much, same thing that we have seen before. So let me mark this as done. Now, next thing is, how do we update tuple? Okay. So updating or adding of any element is not possible, as it's a immutable data structure, right? So let's say if you'll try to give tup1 at any index, let's say at index 2, you are assigning some value as 9. So it will throw error indicating that updation is not allowed. Now, if you want to update a tuple, so there is a workaround, right? So how do you do, basically, how do you update the tuple? So the workaround for updating the tuple is basically what you have to do. You have to convert tuple into list first, and then do the updation or addition, whatever we have seen in the list, in the case of list, and then convert back to tuple again. So this is the workaround, but directly you cannot do that. There are no methods or functions available in tuple which supports the direct updation. Now let's see an example. So tuple, I convert basically this tuple into a list, L equal to list. I'll do tuple, and then in this list, I will add at index 2, I'm adding the element 9, and again, what I'll do tup1 equal to, again I'm converting back to tuple. And if I'll print, so let's see what it gives in output. See, it has basically replaced or updated the value 9 in this particular tuple. So the workaround is, you just first convert it into list, do the updation, and then convert back to tuple. Okay, so this is about updating the tuple. Next thing is deleting the tuple. Now again, deleting of tuple item is not possible directly because of the immutability, but again, the workaround is same. If you want to delete or remove any items from the tuple, you first convert it into list, do the deletion or removal, and then convert back it into the tuple. Uh, okay. So deleting tuple directly, if you want to delete the complete tuple, that can happen. But on the item level, it cannot happen. So what I mean is that if you'll do delete tuple1 like this and then try to print like this, it will say it is not defined. Okay. Because you have already deleted tuple1 using del keyword. So this is about deletion of deleting items or deleting the whole tuple. Now, copying a tuple. We'll see how do we copy a tuple. Again, so first we will see how do we copy the tuple. First way is by equating, then by tuple method, not method, I would say tuple function. And if I will show you list wala, there is a there is one method available, copy method, right? So this copy, this is not available in tuple. So copy is not available. No copy method in tuple. Now let's see one by one. By equating, how do we do that? So it's simple, right? So instead of tup long name, let me give it as t1 and then t2 equal to t1. And if I'll do print statements on t1, t2, they will print same elements. Okay. And second way is, okay, and here if basically uh, you cannot use copy method that you have used in list, right? So here it will try to use copy. So copy may basically what will happen? It will basically throw the error. So let's say if we'll do t1 dot copy, it will throw error. It will say tuple object has no attributes copy. And then the third way is basically using the tuple function. Tuple function, if you use like this, you can again create it. So these are the ways where you can create the copy the tuple basically. Next thing is joining the tuple. Again, so you can join the tuple using concatenation operator, and you can join the tuple using a repetition or asterisk symbol, right? Asterisk symbol, using this you can do. And there is no extend method here. So extend method, if you can see list may, there was a extend method, right? This one. So this is not there in tuple. No extend method in tuple. Let's see how do we join the tuple one by one. So there, let's take two tuples. T2 is equal to 4, 5, 6, and above 1, let's take it as 1, 2, 3 only, like this. And if we want to join, so T3 equal to T1 plus T2 I'm doing. And when I'll print T3, it will print the joint tuple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And if I'll do T1 dot extend T2, T1 dot extend, it is not available. This will not work. Okay. And the next is again repetition. So repetition may, let's say if I want to repeat T1 4 times. So every element of T1 will be appeared 4 times. Means 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2, 3. If I'll run this program, it will print 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2, 3. 4 times it has printed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 times. So this is how you join two tuples. Now let's talk about tuple methods. Okay, tuple methods. First of all, uh, we have count method and we have index method. Then methods not available in tuple which are there in list. Methods that are not available in tuple, those are, we have seen append was there in list, right? It is not there in tuple. Remove is not there. Pop is not there. Extend is not there. Sort is not there. Clear is not there. So these are some of the methods that you have seen in list, but in tuple these are not there. So all the methods, the method which are there available in tuple are mainly count and index. And there is no function or method that is there in tuple but not present in list. So all the functions and methods that are present in tuple are present in list also. So let's see, the count and index method you already know, right? So we have been seeing the count method quite a few times now. So if let's say I want to print t1 dot count of 1, how many times 1 is appearing? So in this case, it will basically print the output as 2, right? And then index is basically, index also we have seen. Let's say if I want to know the index of the element 3, it will print 2 because 3 is present at index 2. So this is, these are usual methods, right, that we have seen before also. And okay, yeah. Now let's talk about tuple functions. So tuple function we will see len function first, then max, min, sum that are there in the list also. Then sorted and tuple function we have already seen, list function, set function, any, all, reversed. Okay. So we have already seen that in list, but let me, quickly revise these functions in tuple also. So len of T1 will be, again, it will give the length of the elements, my total elements in the tuple, which is 4 here in this case. Max will give the maximum element available, that is 3. Min will give the minimum one, which is 1. Sum will basically give all the, the sum of all the elements, 3 plus 2, 5, 6, 7, it should print 7. And if I'll have one more argument here, 100, so it will basically uh, sum of the the sum of the elements in tuple, it will add to 100 finally, so it will be 107. And then tuple we have already seen, right? So let's say if any list is there, list or tuple, anything is there. So if you want to convert it back to tuple, so how you do that? You basically do T2 is equal to something like this, right? Tuple like this. So tuple function we have already seen. Next is list, right? So list function also you can apply on tuple. That means T2, if you want to convert it into list, T1, if you want to convert it into list and then assign to T2, like this you can do. And if you'll print T2, so T2 will be printed as a list in the final output, right? And then set is also there if you want to convert tuple into set. Now set contains the unique element. So here two elements, I mean the repeated elements, whatever is there, it will be considered only one time. So one will be printed only one time. So 1, 2, 3 will be the output if I'll run this program. 1, 2, 3. And regarding any, right? So if I'll print any, so any is basically, if I'll run this, it is printing true because any is the representation of OR gate, right? If any of the value is true, it will print true, and any non zero numbers are considered as true. So here if we have 0, 0 like this, then also it will print true because OR gate may, if any of the output is true, it will be true. But if everything is false, let's say if I'll give here none, none is considered as Boolean, I mean the Boolean equivalent of none is false, so false, false, false. So in this case, it will print false. Then we have all. All is the AND representation, I mean the representation of AND gate. So if all the elements are true, then only it will print true. Here, in this case, it will print false because we have one element as false. So every element should be true. So in this case, when I'll have everything, every element as true, it will print true in that case. So this is about any and all. Then we have reversed. So reversed, basically what it will do, uh, okay, now in order to use, I mean, print the output of a reverse, so we have to convert it back to tuple. And then now it will reverse the original tuple. So this is about uh, tuples basically. Okay, now I think we are done with list and tuple. Let's have a quiz, Menti quiz. It's pending since a long time. And let me print the code. 1 second. Okay, please open menti.com. And code for today's quiz is 7741 5386. Let me present from my side. Menti.com. I'm starting the presentation. Let me share back my screen. Okay. Yeah, you can see the code is being displayed at the top. 77415386. I can see only one player is ready. I'll give a couple of more minutes before everyone can join. Two players are ready. One is pending. Okay, I think only two people. Okay, one. Okay, two people are there. So let's start with two people only. So I'm starting the quiz. So here comes the first question. What's the output of this print statement? Okay, so the correct output is 1. Okay, only one had answered. Second person did not answered. Okay, let's go to the leaderboard. Okay, only Meghna had answered. There were two people I have seen initially. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, two players are ready. Give me a thumbs up, please, if you both are ready. I can see only one thumbs up. I don't know who is number eight. Is it probably?
It's
Yeah, yeah, you are there.
right. Yeah.
Let me start. Second question. What's the output of this? Okay, everyone has voted. The correct answer is option two. I am Iron Man. Let's go to the leaderboard. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Here comes the third question. What's the output of this print statement? Let's see what is the correct answer. The correct answer is 0 because count, if element is not there, not present, it basically gives 0 as the count. Okay, let's go to the next slide. That is question number 4. Let's start the quiz. Okay, what's the output of this print statement? Everyone has voted, and the correct answer is false with F capital. Because Boolean value in Python are represented by true and false with first letter as capital letter. Let's go to the leaderboard. Okay, let's go to the question number 5. Both players are ready. Let me start the quiz. Okay, what is the print statement output of this print statement? The correct answer is true because empty string, if you can see, this is not an empty string given here. It is a space, and if even if a space is there in the string, it is considered as true. So if any of the element is true in this list, it will print true. That is why the output is true. Okay, let's go to the last question. Here comes the last question. What is the output of this print statement? Correct answer is false. Okay, let's go to the leaderboard. Okay, so Meghna is winner in today's quiz. Cool. So this is about today's mentee. I mean today's quiz. The next topic is set. So we'll take 10 minutes break here and then we will start. sets. So I'm just starting the timer and we'll meet after 10 minutes. Okay, so let's start with Python sets. So Python set, what's Python sets? Set, then CRUD operation, create, retrieve, update, delete, then copy, join, and then there is specific. Um, so math set operations are there, right? Union, intersection. So basically, the set data structure is used to do those set operations also. So we'll see Python set operations and how to do set comparison. We'll see, and then frozen set. So let's start with Python set. So Python set is basically again a collection of elements of similar or different data type, but it is a collection of unique elements. So sets collection of unique elements. There are no duplicates element in this. It is unordered. So it is unordered means indexing cannot be done here. You cannot retrieve the elements from set using an index. So if it is unordered, so it is unindexed also, unindexed, and no duplicacy, right? No duplicacy. Now let's see how do we create set. So let's see how we basically create set. Okay. Let me define one variable s1 equal to, so set curly braces, if you will use curly braces, it is used to represent sets. Set 1 comma 2 comma 3, print s1, print type of s1. So if I run this program, it will create a set 1 to 3. Now with 1 to 3, if I'll add true here and if I'll run it, it is again creating 1 to 3 because true basically is not included because 1 is the equivalent of true, hence true is omitted due to uniqueness of set, right? अगर मैं इस true को, let's check that one thing. If I'll give it in the initially starting, then okay, so what is happening here? So if you are using boolean value true, then the next appearing value, whatever is there, it will consider that as a true. I mean, if it is a non-zero value, and it will not consider that, and rest other things will be considered. Now let's include zero here in this case. What will happen if I'll run this program now? Again, exactly the first element which it will get after true, it will not include it because of uniqueness. Although you can think in that way also that these 1, 2, 3, each of these represents true value because these are non-zero values, right? But if Boolean value is there, then it will consider the first next first true value and it will omit it. So we can basically have Python also. This is also true value. So if I run this program, uh, okay, this is strange. Hmm. Okay, true. Cool. I think that works in numbers in that case. Let's take 1.0 and see what happens. Hmm. Okay. So basically in set, it will basically work on the number type. So whenever you are giving a Boolean value true and it will look for the first true value inside that set, and it will omit due to the uniqueness. If true, I will keep it later on. Then the first value it will consider as true, 1.0 will be considered as true, and the next appearing true value is this particular true. So it will not include that true in this case. So these are some of the tricky things. So you can do some R&D from your side on these particular tricks, and you'll come to know why it is omitting these values. Cool. Now, how do we create empty set? So if I'll create like this, will this be an empty set? Let's see that. Let's run this program. You can see the type of S1 is dictionary. So basically, this way you can create empty dictionary, not the empty set. In order to create an empty set, you have to create like this set this way. Now this way, when I'll run this, it will create an empty set. S1 will be referred as an empty set, which is referred by set and then brackets, and then the type of S1 is set in this case. So this is again a tricky question, empty set pe. So you may think that if you'll create like this by just opening the curly braces and closing the curly braces, it will be empty set, but it will be actually treated as an empty dictionary, not an empty set. Okay. Now let's see whether array indexing is possible or not. So set may, if I will do S1 of, let's say index 2, it will not work. And if I'll run it, it will throw error saying that set object is non-subscriptable because you cannot use indexing on set because the elements in the set will be stored in an unordered fashion. Although if I am running this and printing S1, it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4, but it can also print 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 1, 3, any random number it can print because it is unordered. But here, if you'll see the output, you'll not be able to, make out that, but it's an unordered thing. And I mean, the order is not guaranteed. The order of the elements that are inserted in the set are not guaranteed. Now, if set indexing is not possible, then slicing is also not possible. So you cannot do the slicing also. And uh, regarding updating the items in set at particular position, right? That also you cannot do that, right? Because indexing is not supported. So it is not possible to add the item in the set at particular index. What is the workaround? Workaround is same. You can convert this set into list, add the item at particular index, and then convert back this that list into set again. But directly you cannot do based on index. Now addition we can do. So इधर पे updation में let me add one more thing and call it as addition, adding new items. Okay. इसमें we will see how do we add one item and how do we add multiple items. Okay. So let's say we have set S1, 2, 3, 4. So S1 dot add if I will do, and add may I have to give the element that I have to add. So it will add the element, and if I'll run the program, it will give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the added element. Again, this can be in any order. From the output, you will not be able to figure that out, but this can be of any order. Second thing is adding multiple items. Now, adding multiple items, let's say you have to add multiple items, so you can use update method. So update may you can either give tuple or list of items. Let's say 5, 6, 7. And if I run this, it will add 5, 6, 7. So this, the thing that you have added here in this present example, this is tuple, right? It can be list also, it can be set also. Let's see one by one. If this, I'll change it to list, it will still work. If I will change it to set, it will still work. Okay. So this is how you add multiple items. And yeah, so this is about adding new items in the list. Updating can happen, updating at any index not possible. So under update only I've added this adding new item section. Next thing is deleting. Now if you want to delete the complete set, so what I will do del of S1. So after deleting, if I'm printing S1, it is saying that S1 is not defined because it is already deleted. And if I just want to empty the set, so what I will do S1 dot clear. Clear will just empty the set. If I'll run the program, it will print the empty set. Empty set is represented by this set method, right? Set and then brackets. Now let's see how do we basically, okay, let me add branches here. First, we have seen deleting complete set. Then we have seen emptying the set, right? And now we will see remove specific item from the set and then remove any random item from the set. Okay, these two things we have seen. Emptying the set, we're using dot clear method. Now let's see removing a specific item. So for that, I will use remove method. Remove, let's say I want to remove the element 2. So, okay, so when I will basically run this program, it has removed 2 from the output. I mean the result, the previous set. If I'll give something which is not present in the set and if I'm trying to remove that, it will give name, basically key error. It will say that key is not present. Now there is another way of removing the elements, which is discard method. So discard method may, it will not throw any error if the value is not present, which you are trying to delete. If I'll run this, it will print the original set because it has nothing to delete from the set. And if it has nothing to delete, it will, just print the original set. And discard, I can, like remove, I can give, let's say 2 if I'm giving, it will actually remove that. So difference between remove and discard is that remove will give key error if the item is not present, whereas discard will not give any error. Okay. So we have covered this, removing a specific item. Next is removing any random item from the set. So removing any random item will be done using pop method. Uh, Pop, if I'll do, it will remove random method. See, in this case, it has removed 1 because it is unordered, right? So this is how pop method works, where you'll remove the any random item from the set. And this pop method cannot take any argument. ये यहाँ पे pop method you can use without arguments. Cool. So this is about deleting the elements from the set. Now let's talk about copying from the set. So copying again we can do by equating, making separate independent copy, making independent copy, and that you can do it 2 ways, using copy method and using set method. ठीक है. So let's see, by equating it is simple, right? If we'll do s2 equal to s1 and if we'll print s2, it will print s2, and anything if you'll do, let's say, s1 dot pop, it will be reflected in both. So you are doing s1 dot pop because why it is reflecting in both? Because s1 and s2 are reference variable which are pointing to same object which contains 1, 2, 3, 4 value. So if you will do any operation from this or this, it will be reflected in both of these. So although I am doing pop through s1 dot pop, and if I'll print s2, it will still, the pop will still be reflecting in s2 also. You can see that it has popped out from s1. I mean, it has basically reflected from both of these, s1 and s2. So this is known as dependent copy, right? Now, independent copy, as we have seen this in list also, right? So independent copy can be made using the copy method. So s1 dot copy, if I'll do, it will make s2 as the independent copy. What will happen in this case is that यहाँ पे it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and s1 is pointing. One more copy it will make, which will contain 1, 2, same element, 3, 4, because it has made the independent copy. And then now s2 will point to this new object. So if we'll do s1 dot pop, it will be reflected in s1 only, not in s2. So when I'll print the elements of s2, it will still print 1, 2, 3, 4 because pop will not affect that. See, it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4 because it has made the independent copy. Second way of making independent copy is by doing like this, right? Using set function. Again, in this case, it is independent copy, so printing s2 will print 1, 2, 3, 4 complete elements of set. Okay, next thing is joining the set, join set, right? Joining the set, uh, uh, using concatenation. Concatenation is not possible here, and we can use union method, and we can use update method. Update method, so we have already seen update method when we were adding multiple values, right? Let's see, how do we join two sets now? Set 1 is, let's say, 1, 2, 3. Set 2 is 4, 5, 6. I cannot use concatenation. Let's see that if I can. I'll run this. It will tell that unsupported operand plus on set means concatenation is not allowed. Second way is basically, let's say S3 equal to S1 dot union S2. So S1 dot union S2 when I'm doing, and if I'll print this, it will join the two values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I'll directly use this S1 dot union in the print statement, again it will print 1, 2, 3, 4 because S1 dot union S2 will create a new set. Okay. Next thing is update method. So update we have already seen. So update may S1 dot update, if I'll use update S2, it will not return anything because इसमें क्या होता है, S1 dot update S2 will update the original set S1. So that is why s1 dot update, when I am doing, it will change the value of original set. That is why when I'm doing it in print statement, it is returning none. Instead of that, I can do like this s1 dot update, and then when I'll print s1, it will again print same thing, updated 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it has updated the original set. Now, if I have, let's say, common element 3 here, and when I am doing update, so what will happen when it will join or update these two sets? It will cancel out the duplicate and it will just keep one, right? Like you used to do union of sets in school time, right? Same thing will be applied here. So 1 to 3 will be kept one time only, and then 5, 6. Okay. Then there are some of these set methods. These are some of the set methods which are not available. Some of the methods which are not available in sets are count is not available, index is not available. Why count is not available? Because count can be either 0 and 1 in case of set. It's not available basically. You cannot, duplicacy is not there, so there is no need of adding count method for set. Index is not available because set are not indexed. Reverse is not available because set is not ordered. You cannot guarantee in which order the set is created. Okay, then we have sorted method. Sorted method क्या करेगा? Let's say one में I'll keep as 10 to 30. Okay, and if I'll use sorted, so this is function, not method. Sorted, and if I'll run it, it will sort the set, and the output will be list. You can see here it is the list, not the set, because sorting term is not applicable in set because it is unordered, right? And sorted function, if you are applying, so it will implicitly convert set into list and it will print the output, sorted thing. Okay, next thing is Python set operations. Okay, so Python set operation, let's create two sets, 1, 2, comma 3, and s2 equal to 4, comma 5, comma 6. Now union we want to see. First is union. Then we will see intersection. Then we will see difference. And yeah, let's see these things: union, intersection, difference. Now, when we talk about union, so what we can do, union can be done in two ways. First way is S1 and then pipe operator if I use. So this is union. And okay, before that, let me run this. It is basically joining two sets, right? And another way is S1 dot union. S1 dot union S2. Same thing is happening, right? Now intersection can happen. Okay, intersection means for intersection, it will give common element, right? So this is set 1, this is set 2, this is S1 and S2, right? Union में what happens? It will take everything, right? Duplicate ko it will just keep it as 1, right? This is union. Intersection में it will just return return this part, right? Common part or the intersecting points. In this case, 3 is the common thing, right? So S1 dot intersection method is there. If I'll use that, it will give 3. If I'll run it, it is giving 3. And instead of intersection method, we can use AND keyword also. Again, it is, I mean, it will be the same thing, right? Okay, so this is about intersection. Then we have difference. Okay, what is difference? Let's see. Okay, let's say we have set S1, we have set S2. This is S1, this is S2. So we have two portions here. First of all, this portion is, this is S1 minus S2, and this portion is S2 minus S1. So S1 minus S2, if we'll see, so S1 may say remove anything which is overlapped from S2. So we have removed this part and just kept the pure S1 part. Similarly, S2 minus S1 means pure S2 part. Now, if we want to uh, do S1 minus S2, let me take few more elements here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. S2 may let me take 1, 2, 7, 4, 9, 10, 11, something like this, and I want to print S1 minus S2. What I will do, I will basically cross out the duplicate part. So 1 is repeated, cross this out. Between these two sets I am doing, right? 2 is repeated, cross this out. 4 is repeated, cross this out. Anything else is repeated? No, right? So after crossing these common things, whatever is remaining in S1, it will be known as S1 minus S2. यहाँ पे it will be 3 and 5 only. And whatever is remaining in S2 set, it is known as S2 minus S1. S2 minus S1. So in this case, it will be 7, 9, 10, 11. So when I'll run S1 minus S2, it will print 3, 5. And when I'll run print S2 minus S1, it will print as 7, 9, 10, 11. Let's see that. S1 minus S2 is 3, 5. And S2 minus S1 will be 7, 9, 10, 11. 7, 9, 10, 11. Order is not promised. It can be in any order. Okay. So this is about uh, set operation mathematics, using mathematics, right? So these are set operation. Now we have set comparison, right? So set comparison may we will be using operator, comparison operator, less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, double equal to. And these operator checks whether a set is subset, superset, or equivalent to other set, and returns Boolean result. For example, uh, let's say we have set S1 equal to 1, 2, 11, and then set S2 is okay. Now, if you can see basically S1 here in this case is a subset of S2 because all the elements of S1 are present in S2, 1, 2, and 11. So S1 is considered as S2. Now, we will use S1 if I'll use S1 and less than ka symbol, S2, something like this. So it is like checking whether, so less than ka symbol or basically this corner, I mean this point will basically point to some set. So that set, basically whatever this point is pointing to, it has to be, it is checking, it is basically a way to check whether it is a subset or not. And right hand side pe, whatever set is there, opposite to the point, it is basically to check whether it is superset, right? So यहाँ पे it will check whether S1 is subset of S1 is subset of S2, and अगर हम if we will reverse the symbol, this symbol, so it will be like S2 greater than S1, right? So this pointed direction will check for superset. This is superset and this is subset. Now, if you can see, both of these are same thing, right? This particular expression is same, but way of representation is different. यहाँ पे first you are representing S1 set. So it means that it will check whether S1 is subset of S2 in this statement. So it will be S1 is subset of S2. If it is yes, it will print true. If it is no, it will print false. Second way, if I'll write down print S2 greater than S1. So first set which is appearing in print statement is S2. So it will check whether S2 is a superset of S1. If it is yes, then it will be true, otherwise false. So S1 is less than S2 means it has to check whether S1 is superset of S2. If I'll run it, it will print true because every element of S1 is present in S2. If I will do S2 less than S1, it will check whether, sorry, greater than, it will check whether S2 is superset of S1. Yes, this is again true. Both the initial statement and this statement both are same, but representation is different. So again, it will print true. Now, two sets are equal. Let's say if I take S3 equal to 1 to 11 again, and if I'll do S2 double equal to S1, it will check whether all the elements are same, exactly same. If it is, then it will print. Okay, what happened? Okay, S1, S3 and S1 I'm comparing. Okay. So it will print true. Now let's see if there is a not equal to symbol is there. Not equal to is there and it will print false. Okay, opposite of equal to. So this is about set comparison, right? Okay, next thing is frozen set. Last topic. Now what is frozen set? Let's discuss about frozen set. So if we'll see immutable equivalent of list. What was the immutable equivalent of list? It was tuple, right? Similarly, immutable equivalent of set is basically frozen set. Immutability means you cannot change or add the value inside set. ठीक है, means original set will remain untouched. It cannot change. It cannot be changed. So frozen sets are immutable from form of the normal set, that is item of the frozen set cannot be changed and therefore it can be used as the key in the dictionary. And how do we create the frozen set? Let's say S1. So this way, you are creating a normal set. Now, if you want to create a frozen set, you have to write down the keyword frozen set, and it is a function. So argument of that function inside that you can pass like this, and if you'll print S1 and print type of S1, if you run it, it will create frozen set 1 to 11, which is immutable, and class will be frozen set. Now this thing set you have given here, right? This can be anything. So here it will create error. This has to go as part of list, set, or tuple. So you can give like this also as in the form of list, and you can give in the form of tuple also. And you can see in the output it is still taking set only. It is representing set inside the frozen set. So यहाँ पे if you are giving tuple list, it doesn't matter. In the final output, it will be represented by set only. You see, you can create like this also. And so there was add method, right? Adding, we have seen add method where we are adding one element in the set. Let's try to add in this frozen set s1 dot add. If you will do, it will create error. It will say frozen set attribute has no attribute add. So you cannot change the elements of the frozen set. It will give attribute error. So all those methods of set that do not change the original sets are applicable for frozen set. Where the values are getting changed, those methods will not be applicable. Okay. So yeah, so this is about set and tuple. So we have covered set and tuple, and we can wrap up our session for today. So let me open this. Okay, 20G6 J7. So we have covered tuple, we have covered set, we have covered list. इसमें next thing that we will see will be dictionary. So we will see dictionary. We'll cover dictionary in the next session, and with that we will wrap up our Python level 2, and we will start Python level 3 and Python level 4 afterwards. Cool. Anything, any doubt, anything which anyone wants to bring up? Any feedback, any comments, any compliments? Okay. Cool then. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a nice day ahead. Thank you.